For a moment. Okay, so next up is somebody that I adore very much. He's a great guy. He's been in the scene for quite some time. Let's give it up for.
So much taller than I am.
Oh my gosh. Hey, how you guys doing? Yeah, I wanted to come up on the stage with like the kind of like, oh, I'm just stopping here on my way to somewhere else kind of energy. And then I got up here and I was like, nah, I'll stick around for a minute. Okay, so I got two things, you guys, that I can't decide I want to do. I wanted to talk about this time that a guy pulled my man card, or about how a lot of times I feel like that there are dogs' penises growing out of my hatch. So I don't know which one you guys want to hear.
Let me pull your man card.
Man card?
Yeah, come on now. Talk to me.
Both?
Both together.
All right, so here's, okay, so.
Hopefully it's not balls to the wall.
Okay, so here's the thing. So one time I officiated a wedding in Meridian, and I had a friend pick me up afterwards. And my friend picked me up, and on the way back she was like, hey, I need to stop by my apartment. And I was like, cool. And as we rolled into her apartment, there were a bunch of dudes in front of the apartment around a fire, and they were listening to like really soulless hip hop. And they were like drinking like a lot of liquor, and they had like a really up energy about them. And I'm not like, I have been places, and I told Laura, my friend, and I was like, yo, those guys look like trouble or whatever, you know, and I'm so white, and I was like,
did you hit the drink?
nah, we pulled up, she was like, nah, dude, because she was like, yo, no, they're cool. And if you knew her, she's the kind of person where like she's cool, but like literally everybody she brings around is not cool. And so when she says this person's cool, you go, I don't know about that. I don't know about your judge of character, to be quite honest with you. And she went inside, and so I got out of the car and I leaned like against the hood, and I was like playing with my phone or whatever, and I hear this booming voice behind me, and it just goes, I'm gonna go talk to this Where's Waldo looking motherfucker over here. And I was like, it's gotta be me, right? It came from behind, it was disembodied, I didn't know who, but I had never gotten that before, which means that this guy finally found me.
What happened after that?
Well, I fucking turned around, and there was a very, very large, much younger Samoan man standing right in front of me. And he was very upset with me for, he had worked himself up, and, you know, he was looking for something. He was looking to check me, I guess, easy target. And these dudes always, like, and it's because I do look like Where's Waldo. I mean, look, like,
That is true.
I am, yeah, sure, and then skinny, you know, I prefer lean or wiry, you know, but they see skinny, and like, this is skinnier than, I got out of a really bad breakup, and I forgot how to eat, but
Jack Russell.
I'm catching back up, but I'm generally, yeah, I'm hurt. They think they can just, like, pick me up by one of my like bony knobs and swing me around in the air as my bones clackety clack in the wind, you know, it's like what they're picturing in their fucking head. And they come up to me, but like it's like I was in the Marines, you know, I wrestled in high school when I was young. I had anger problems. Like I've been in a lot of, I have tattoos on my forearms that are about suicide.
What happened?
Anyway. I realized that this guy was way bigger and way younger, and every time he said something, I said something really fast, really back really fast. So he'd be like, it didn't matter. I was just absurd. He'd be like, he'd be like, are you scared? And I'd be like, yeah.
Never get you scared.
I'd be like, yeah, of course, you're big. He'd be like, what are you gonna do about it? And I'm like, try and not fight. You know? He'd be like, what are you gonna do if I fight you? I'm gonna be like, fight, I'll fight you. You know, like, it was so quick. And then he was just like, you know what, man? You're cool. Thanks, guy. I fucking went to get back in my car. My friend came out. I went to get back in my car, and she was like, he's like, hey man, you're a man. And I was like, where's your certificate for the guy that decides what? You don't get to decide that. That's why I joined the Marine Corps. I already did that. I have a combat action ribbon. I can be as femme as I want and still, you know, it's the whole point. And to make my stepmother love me. That's also why. That's also why I joined the Marines. You know, and the Marine Corps, by the way, was a really wacky experience, and it's one of the reasons why I have dog dick antennas, by the way. And I'm gonna explain how that works really quick so you guys understand what I mean by dog dick antennas. All right, because the thing is I didn't know this, that I'm extremely fucking sensitive, like emotionally sensitive. And it's because, you know, I grew up in a shitty household, so now I'm scared like all the time because I grew up like feeling scared all the time. I had no idea because I drank for 20 years. And then I fucking quit drinking and then now I feel everything. And it makes me feel like I have antennas that are really sensitive. And they're like covered in the sheath. And I go around all day like running these long, wobbly dog dick antennas against everything and into everything, and like I high five someone and I fucking hit them in the face with my wobbly dog dick, and that's what I do all day. And I didn't know that was happening because I was drinking, and then I stopped drinking, and it was like they de-sheathed, like red rocketed. Do you see what I'm like? Super sensitive. Like chapped lips, like at the end of these, and now I'm like so emotionally sensitive that I'm red rocketing everywhere, and they're like hurt. I'm trying to get through doors and shit, and like it hurts. People are like trying to help me, and I'm fucking, my sensitive ass antennas are in their face, and they're like, oh, I'm trying to help you, stop pushing me away with your sensitivity, and I'm trying to, you know. I'm really sensitive, and I had to quit drinking because I was in a toxic relationship, and you get something out of something like that, and you're like, I gotta change something, and drinking is a really easy one if you want to like change your life and change your approach. So I had to do that, but when having to do that led me to all sorts of realizations about myself, like things I need, things I like. Turns out, you guys, I don't know if you guys tell me if you're the same way, but I don't like getting yelled at. It's like, I went 20 years of my life, yelling is normal. People who love you fucking yell at you. That's just how, I had no, and I've learned since, man, I hate, this is something I do now. If I ever have another relationship, if I start getting yelled at, I'm going to be like, don't yell at me. And if they do that thing where they're like, I'm not yelling, I'm just upset, right? I'm upset and it's coming out in my voice. When they do that, I'm just going to say, congratulations, you just defined yelling. You got extra points for yelling, the definition of yelling at me. This has been meandering. I'm sure there's 2 jokes in here I can get. You guys have a good night.